Max, I said this when I watched them play England. I know England's one of the, I don't know soccer. I don't pretend to know soccer. And England is one of the top 5 teams in the world. But I'm watching the two teams play knowing nothing. And I said to myself, wait a second. Athletically, the United States can play here. I don't know about technically. So how good is this United States team?
They are. This has been a conversation I've had with a lot of people, and it falls in different areas. I think we feel they potentially could be great. I think there are pieces on this team that are exemplary. Depth-wise, we're probably not there, but there is a pathway to where we can be an elite team year in, year out. When you look at the young players that we're developing, the young players that are now they're not slipping through the cracks here in the United States and are playing for top European clubs. They are out there. So this is a very good team. Is it flawed? It sure is. But to your point, there's always an American, I guess, tradition in World Cup. They always get to play up to opponents, and sometimes they play down to opponents. And Iran may have been one of those teams they played down to, but they didn't. They played a very consistent level. I think it's a good and a bad thing with this U.S. team. We can't score goals. That's frustrating. We need to have a little bit more cutting edge in the attack, and that's something I think for the next World Cup we really have to work on. I don't think we have that in 2022, but what we do have is a group of guys that stonewall you defensively, as you said, athletically run you to the ground and do jobs very well. They've been very consistent in this World Cup, and they haven't had that drop. So this is a team that can compete with anyone. And I think what you saw with England, I'm not saying they're going to make a semifinal or a final or win this thing, but they can play with anybody. And that's something I don't think we could always say. And they have some pieces that haven't quite developed. Gio Reyna hasn't played. He is on Christian Pulisic's level when given the chance to play. His problem is that he's just inexperienced. This team's ceiling is very high. And the fact that they've got here, the pressure's off. They can beat the Netherlands, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a lot more as we get closer to Saturday. But this is a team that is capable, and I know nobody in the field wants to play them.